Station 1370 WOCA.
WOCA. Damage control, damage control, damage control, damage control.
All right, 25 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Tuesday morning. It's time for Damage Control. Joe Reichel is here from Damage Control Services. If you have a do-it-yourself question, maybe you're trying to fix something that was damaged and you just want to try to save some money and do it yourself, well, you might need more than a butter knife, and Joe will help you figure out what you need. And, of course, you might need a little bit of help on the professional side, and Joe can help you out with that as well.
Butter knives and duct
Where
tape.
are you?
Pretty much you can do it all.
There, here.
You got me? Butter knives and duct tape. I think you can pretty much take care of it all.
That's pretty much what I have in my toolbox. Yeah, I have those two things. So you did have a question that was asked to ask you.
Okay.
Of me to ask you.
I'm ready.
Could you maybe touch on some things somebody could do to increase the value of their home with some do-it-yourself projects, or maybe hiring somebody? What kind of things would increase the value of a home?
New flooring is something that always increases the value of a home.
You got to have a professional for that.
You don't have to.
Oh, really?
I mean, don't tell JP this, Penn Flooring, who was my guest on here 2 weeks ago. So if you need flooring, that's where you want to go. But a lot of homeowners install the laminate, the wood-looking laminate flooring because it kind of snaps together, and
okay.
You can put a.
You make it seem easy.
It's not really
hard or
difficult.
Easy? Oh, okay.
It's not really difficult. I mean, it's one of those things where here's the deal. Like we talked about scraping down popcorn. A couple months back, I remember we talked about scraping popcorn off the ceiling. And
right.
Basically, if you can stand there with your hands above your head for a long period of time, that's the fatiguing aspect of it. Putting in flooring is much like that. If you don't mind picking up heavy objects and reaching down and to your feet for a long period of time.
What heavy objects do you have to put
the flooring comes in, a large package, so you got to carry it in.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
And whatnot. And then, whatever's there existing, like carpet, you have to tear that out and, do the prep. But, you're going to be bent over for a long period of time or down on your knees. And that's, flooring.
It needs to be better, I think.
Well, but you've got to move around a lot to get the next piece and whatnot. So, I mean, there's a lot of physical, the physical aspect of it, but it's not mentally straining, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But
it does. I mean, it doesn't sound like a whole lot of thinking.
No, but I've seen homeowner projects, and I'm not knocking a homeowner project. If I'm going to be putting in flooring, or our company, Damage Control, is going to be putting in flooring into a home, or another company, what I'll recommend, if you don't want to remove the trim, your baseboard trim, is to go up against it with the new flooring, and then like a laminate flooring, if that's what you're using, and then put a quarter round molding on there to cover the crack.
Okay.
What I would recommend, though, is removing the trim, taking it off, running the flooring to the walls, and then reinstalling the trim.
That makes sense,
So it looks finished. I've seen several homeowners do the project, and they don't do that extra step with the trim.
You can tell.
And they just run the flooring up to the molding. It looks good from a distance, but it doesn't give you a nice professional look. So there's little steps.
That's a good little tip.
Yeah, there's little steps that, it's just like even going up against a door jamb. You can use a jam saw and cut that. Most homeowners don't have a jam saw.
No.
Where you can run the flooring under the jam. So some just cut around it.
A jam saw.
Yeah.
Really? You do have a phone call. And by the way, phone calls are invited if you want to call Joe.
We love phone calls.
Yeah, the number is 622-9622. Good morning. You're on the air with Joe Reichel.
Good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
We're seriously thinking of doing something like that, and with the floors. Now, there are different types of laminates that you could put down, and the one I think I want to go with is the one where it's really wood, but it has a backing underneath that you don't see. And from what I understand, you get scratches or something like that, you you can sand it down a little bit, or even do the whole thing at least once. And I'm just wondering, taking that into mind, what would you recommend? And I'll hang up and listen. Thank you.
Thank you for the call. That is a great question. The product that you're talking about, if I understand you right, is a laminate that locks together. It does have a foam style pad on the backside that's glued to each piece, so it does give you some cushion to it. There's other kinds that you roll out a foam padding, and it's usually about an 1/8 inch thick. It's not a lot, but you roll this out, and then you install the flooring on top of that. This has it installed. It's already part of each piece, and the kind that you're talking about is a nicer of the laminates, because it has a real wood finish that can be sanded down. Once it gets worn, you can sand that and then refinish it, typically one time. So that is a really good product. It is more pricey, a little more expensive than the other laminates, but it gives you a longer duration of wear time. Just like other laminates, though, if it does get wet, and this is what we talk about here because we're a disaster restoration company. Right. If you were to get wet, a pipe breaks or toilet overflows or something happens in your home and that gets wet, you would have to replace it just like regular laminate or wood flooring.
Because the water gets under it?
Yeah, the water would get under it, and it would cause that, because it is wood, it would cause that to start to swell on each joint. So. And
I would imagine smell.
Well,
smell?
Yeah, once it gets wet, it does, the water damage usually does create an odor.
And Joe, you have another phone call. Good morning, you're on the air with Joe Reichel.
Good morning, Joe. Last week while you were gone, I called this program and talked to the man who took your place.
That was my brother-in-law, Mike.
Pardon?
That was Mike.
Okay. I have a problem with a composite roof on my screen room. He knew all about composite roofs and how to fix them. I asked him if he could do it, and he said, yeah, I'll call the number at the end of the program, which I did, and they took my name, address, phone number. I've heard nothing since. Oh,
well, I'm sorry about that. It's been a very busy week, especially me being on vacation, but I know that's not an excuse you want to hear. I will follow up. What was your name again, sir?
Jerry.
Jerry?
Yes.
I will follow up with that. If you would call that number, or call my cell number, I'll give it out right now, 817.
Just a second.
All right, and if you need, I can go to break, and you can talk to him off the air to get his information.
817
6574.
6574.
If you call me after the program here, I will make sure that we follow up with that, Jerry, and get you an answer.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you for the call. Sorry about the mix-up there.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. We'll see, that's what we want to make sure. So tell me about your trip. You were hunting?
Yep, flew to Pennsylvania and then drove to Maine. So we drove 15 hours from where I live in Pennsylvania. If I drive from here to Pennsylvania to my parents, it's 15 hours. So I flew there, and then we drove another 15 hours to upstate Maine, and I went on a snowshoe hare hunting trip with my brother and my father.
And how many snowshoe?
Snowshoe, yeah.
How many snowshoe hares did you get?
Me?
Yeah.
I got one.
I saw the photo. It was a cute rabbit.
Cute little rabbit.
Did you eat it?
Yes, we ate it. Yeah, I only got one. I was the butt of all of the jokes.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
So did you have like a big rabbit fest or something?
There was 6 of us as hunters, and we had 18 dogs. So
how many rabbits?
We ended up, I think, with 11 total.
And what does it taste like?
Tastes like rabbit. Tastes like chicken. How's that? Tastes like chicken.
Does it really? Sort of, kind of?
Yeah. It's on how you prepare it. I mean, one of the best ways I had it when we were up there, we put it in garlic, salt, and sautéed it in butter. It was really good.
Did it make you Hoppy?
It made me happy.
Oh, happy.
Happy.
We'll take
Made me full.
We'll take a little break, and we'll be right back with Joe Reichel. If you have a question for Joe, go ahead and call 622-9622. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, clouds and some sunshine. The high 83 to 87. Clear to partly cloudy tonight with lows ranging from about 60 inland to 68 on the coast. Tomorrow, sunshine filtered through some high clouds. The high temperature 81 to 85. And on Thursday, partly sunny and a bit cooler. The high 77 to 81. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
When the most respected company worldwide puts its name on a real estate sign, that's a sign you'll want to see. When a company known for straight talk enters real estate, that's a sign the market is changing. Confidence is back, and that's good to know. Introducing Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Look for our sign in a front yard near you.
Contact your local home team agent today. Visit us at BerkshireHathawayHS.com.
An independently owned and operated franchisee of BHH Affiliate, LLC.
I'm Major George Patterson from the Salvation Army. Please stop by our family store at 120 Northwest 10th Street in Ocala, where on Wednesday you have a 50% off clothing and bric-a-brac. On Friday, 25% off furniture and large appliances. And on Saturday, stop by to our yard sale from 8:45 to 11. Donations can be made by calling 352-732-4469 and we'll pick it up. Funds from the store go toward the services that we provide in Marion County.
Hi, Danny Warfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
What you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Not having friends or family is twice as harmful as obesity and has the same negative impact on your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day or not getting any exercise. Because we're all squinting to see our tiny screens, we're creating wrinkles. So increase your font size to grandma size like I do. Men who aren't chivalrous send the message that they're not thoughtful and have no interest in showing compassion for other people.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
All right, 12 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Joe Reichel is here. Your questions are invited, and the phone number is 622-962-2622-WOCA. So where did we leave off? We left off with bunny rabbits.
We left off with bunny rabbits, but that wasn't really what I want. I mean, we can talk about it. I enjoy talking about it, but we got a flood last week, and older home. A shower valve busted in the wall.
Oh no!
And caused all kinds of issues in the wall and into the room adjoining the shower. So, like I said, it's an older home, and that's one of the things that, with maintenance of a home. With proper maintenance, these are things that you would want to replace as far as getting a plumber out there and put new shower valves in and in order to keep things from falling apart. So that's always something that's good to.
Well, that'll definitely increase the value of your home if you have things that work.
Well, and here's there's a few things going back to that question. There's things that you can do, and especially a homeowner can do, that do greatly increase the value of a home. And one of those is new faucets, on your sinks, new knobs maybe on cabinets or like towel bars and accessories and towel bars and
that's simple. That's something the homeowner can do himself.
Yes, those are fairly simple things that, I mean, you can go to Lowe's or Home Depot or any of the other big box stores or even order them online, these towel bars and put them up, and it really dresses up a home. It's these little accessories that make it nice.
So if I remember one of the calls last week, it might have even been the gentleman who called you before the break. The need for repairs was actually essential in order to get homeowners insurance.
Mm-hmm.
The homeowners insurance wouldn't sign the bottom line until you fix something.
Typically in your older homes, what they'll do is send out a home inspector to take a look at the house, and they evaluate the wear and tear on the house. So you've got, they'll look at the roof situation, the roofing materials. They'll look at your gutters and whatnot. They'll look at the siding if there's extensive wood rot and things like that. We've got a job that we're working on for a homeowner, and they had an old porch that on the back of the house that's just deteriorating to the point where they've got to just remove it. It's not worth fixing anymore.
Uh-huh.
And in order for the homeowner's insurance for them to be able to renew, they've got to tear this porch off or rebuild it or something. So we're in the process. Sorry about that. In the process,
and that's
an
insurance issue.
Yep, the insurance they won't renew the policy until this is cleaned up.
And you have another phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Joe Reichel.
Hey, good morning, Joe. Good morning, Larry.
Hey, Joe.
Good morning.
Joe, I had to take down a massive water oak tree out of my front yard. It shaded most of the house.
Mm-hmm.
It would have also crushed most of the house. But anyway, now that it's down, is there such a thing that's readily available, like a solar-powered roof fan that you could put into the gable end of the house to kind of draw some of that hot air out of the attic now? Are you aware of anything like that?
There are different products out there. As far as solar powered, I'm not real sure on that. I would. There's companies that I would contact, like the Solar Guys. They are down towards Bellevue, heading south on 441 out of Bellevue towards Summerfield on the right-hand side. I don't have their phone number right now. I can get it if you wanted to call me. I've got it in my phone. I could look it up. If you could call me after the show. And they could probably direct you in a few different products like that. Maybe even an electrician might be able to help you with finding the proper ones. I know there are fans out there, and I know some of them too are even a roof vent that they will install that are solar powered, and they have a fan that kicks on when the heat gets it, the sun hits it, in order to draw the hot air out of the attic. So there are different products out there. I can't really recommend any that I can think of that I would know offhand to help you.
Right. And what about blown-in insulation? Is there one specific product line that you would like more than another? I mean, the house had what used to be called the old bats, like the gray fiber material.
Yep, reverse batten.
Yeah, and that stuff's settled down quite a bit, and it needs to have something blown in again. What's out there that could you'd use for that?
Well, what I would do, I mean, we've got several insulation companies that we work with and have done jobs for us, and we've got companies that do the blown-in insulation, and I love that style of insulation. I think it's a very good product. They may be, instead of taking out the insulation you've got, they may be able to go ahead and just go on, blow extra in on top. I don't really know the situation, or they may want to remove what you've got in order to add more. So once again, I would get an insulation guru out there to assess the situation and go from there.
All right, Joe. Appreciate the answers, man.
I don't think I was able to help you too much, Joe, but I appreciate the call.
All right, guys.
Call me later, and I can get you phone numbers if you need.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I would imagine that's probably what a lot of the end result is. You're directing somebody to somebody else. In some cases.
And these are trades that we work with closely, and we're able to help them. Find who the professionals that they need, and when we have a project that we're working on, we'll bring these people in and go right through. The Angie Lewis State Farm building that we're working on currently for Clinton Angie Lewis in the historic section of Ocala. That project right there, we've had two different installation companies. One came in and did a installation that's a spray-in foam in the walls, and then another company came in and did the blown-in insulation. So, we work with a variety of different companies in order to create the final project for the homeowner.
It looks nice, by the way. The photos you posted of
I've got to go by there and take pictures. We just had the Ocala Kitchen and Bath did the cabinets in there, so we've got to go by and take pictures of that and show that. So.
Well, it really is teamwork. I mean, even what you did here in this studio was teamwork. So.
Well, and that's where being a contractor, as a general contractor, we can take the project. If it is a disaster, for example, we go in and we clean it up. The next step is to get the insurance, your insurance adjuster. We meet with them, we work with them in order to get the scope of work. Once we have the scope of work, we get the subs, and we do the demolition, and we get everybody organized in order to put it all back. If it's a new project, it's the same way, or a remodel project. We'll go in and take out what we need to, and then get the appropriate people in to put it all back.
And you have another phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Joe Reichel.
Hey, Joe. Dennis here.
Good morning, Dennis.
Thanks for being on the air, sir. You're very helpful.
Thank you.
My son has a home that has I think they call it a pan roof, about 10 by 20, aluminum roof attached to a porch, screened-in porch.
Right.
And it gets quite warm underneath of it. And I know years ago there was companies that went around and sprayed some kind of urethane in there that actually strengthened the roof and made it insulation properties. But do you think they still have them companies around? And is the product any good? Or is there something better?
Well, I would think that... I'm not really familiar with that, and I would probably call an insulation company. That would be the route that I would go with that in order to figure out what the best process would be. Anything that's going to insulate is something that I would recommend for sure. So I'm not sure. I mean, there's probably different things that they could do either on the bottom side in order to insulate that and keep it cooler, or a product that could be applied to the top as well, like a cool seal type of product that would seal it as well as create an insulation, a slight insulation up there. So, but I don't.
Okay. Well,
I would probably contact an insulation company and go from there.
All right. Appreciate the call.
Yep. Thank you for the call.
Had a good show today. A lot of interesting questions, and we learned from those questions. The one thing we mentioned during the break was your phone number. So while we have time, rather than rushing through it, for everybody who needs to write it down.
Yes.
My advice is get one of those magnetic cards.
One of my cards. And if you call me, I can get a card for you. It has our toll-free number on it that is answered 24 hours a day if you have a disaster. But my cell number is pretty much the same. We are a 24-hour-a-day business because of taking care of disasters. So if you have a disaster, you can reach me 352-817-6574, 352-817-6574, or you can call our office number, 352-622-5135. And always, you can email me, joe@damageflorida.com. That's Damage, Florida, all spelled out, joe@damageflorida.com.
All right, and what is the toll-free number? Oh, sorry.
The toll-free number is 877
Okay.
401-6525.
Okay, all right. Call us if
And
you need that.
that's the number on the magnet.
Yeah, get a magnet. Put it on your fridge. I've got 2 of them, just in case somebody needs one.
Excellent.
And I can give the other one away. Thank you, Joe. That was a great show.
Thank you. Great show. Thank
Good
you
to
all
see
for
you
your
again,
calls.
by the way. Glad you had a good time on your vacation.
Yep, enjoyed it. Glad to be back.
We'll be right back.
All studios. This is
Radio. I'm Karen McHugh. Darren Van, 43 of Gary, Indiana, is being charged with the murder of a 19-year-old woman and is being investigated in 6 other killings. The city's mayor says there may be more than that.
We certainly have information that there may be other victims. At this time, we have not been made aware of any other victims.
Karen Freeman Wilson, the suspect's also a convicted sex offender.